Hi Nuha, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
So, this morning let's talk about our book that we read. Is it nice?
Yes, it's nice.
So, you can go first, Nuha. Tell about your book.
This week I'm read book. The title is Dream Spelled in Pottery. Yes, this book. This book about pottery, about dream.
Wow, that's good.
How about you? What's you read this week?
This week I read the book that the title is The President's Daughter. It's from the author K.M. Rahma. It has 56 pages and it's from Wattpad. It's kind of like of novel.
This from digital novel in your smartphone?
Yes.
Okay. The author is Helena Natasha. I think her is the amazing author because this book so funny to read.
Can you tell about uh, the what about your book?
This book story about we know we won't be the same. We practice our dream in number. It went something like this. By 20 we will have life figured out. By 24 we will open the door to our first house. By 25 we will pick our wedding gowns. By 30 we take our kids on play dates. They blurred into years. That's hard when we see each other. Uh, our life run wildly far from number. We may not be okay now, and it is fine. We are trying to make it better. How about your book? Can you tell me?
So I'll tell this story. This story about. I tell you a little about this book. So it's story tell that 7 years ago, the main character, the name character is Alicia.
Alicia, okay.
So Alicia was 10 years old. Her father had a seat in the Democratic Party of the United States, but her father felt that it wasn't enough for him. And her father said that if he was president, maybe things would be different and he would pay attention to the little things that matter. And he believed that he could win to be president. So for Alicia, it was from that moment, Alicia felt that it was the day her whole life was turned upside down. She had no social life, she never experienced it, her teenage years. She was surrounded at any time or place by bodyguards. And to be honest, I think Alicia's life is very boring and she often misses her family being together. But until one day she finally went to formal school, she would live the life of a typical student. But apparently his parents didn't let that go easily. Alicia still has to choose whether she goes to school by changing her appearance or make over her look so as not to be noticed, or she will be guarded by bodyguards who will accompany her whenever and wherever she goes. But it turns out that if she chooses to change her look, there will still bodyguards take off her from far away. She felt tired, very uncomfortable, and had no freedom over her. She didn't know how long her parents will treat her like that. I think that's all a little about my story.
This very interesting story. I want to read this book. How about the pegs? How many? How many pegs of your book read, Hilwa?
What? I can hear you clearly.
What? How many pegs of your book?
It has 56 of pages.
My book is like 150. It's a little book. And what do you think about the author wants to convey truth from her book? Her or
I think the author would like to tell us that not every life that looks perfect or something like that feels good to the person. Therefore, we should always be grateful for all that we have.
okay. From this book.
What about your author?
Yes.
Want to tell the reader?
I think the author is trying to convey is that we are to explore anywhere we want, from the beginning or the middle, revisit the end like an old friend. Your adventure, your choice. Because this book about dream, we are is youngers want to reach your dream.
So
What?
that's enough.
What? I can hear you.
So, and I think that the book that I read, it's quite interesting, especially for people or women who are not too fond of reading or just starting to read the story or healing their time, because the language is quite easily understood and the conflict of the story is not too much to grasp to understand it. And I quite recommended this. Maybe when we want to relax, don't want to do anything, we can read this book.
Okay. How usually you read the book? You read before you sleeping, or
Not all the time, but when I want to be relaxed, just sometimes.
okay. I usually like reading the book if I have a free time and I not busy to work my assignment. What moral lessons can you take from your book?
I think the moral lesson is not necessarily a person whose life looks perfect feels happy with all the things they has. It's possible they don't get warm enough and spend time being together with their families. And about this story, a life like Alicia, she just needs no wealth, and as great as her father is, she just wants a normal social life, like having a lot of friends, spending time with school, playing with friends, and being with family. Only simple things can make for great happiness.
I think your book and my book is the same to the lessons, moral lessons, because this about life. Okay, uh, from my book, I learned that failing is a process. To be success, we have to failing. So it's okay to fall. We still have and will have another chance to try again. This is a moral lesson I take from my.
Wow, it's very nice. So Noha, do you like read your book?
Oh yes, I'm like the book, and I'm like reading the book. Really like motivates me. So I like this support me to reach my dream. How about you, Hilwa?
Actually, so far I prefer it a book like kind of textbook motivation or self improvement book, but actually not novel. But cause I start. This is my first time that I read the book with full English. I'll start from a book with quite easily that can be understood.
Oh, okay. Uh, why you like your book?
Yes, it. I like cause it easily to understand it
Mm,
with the language that can be understand
okay.
easily.
It's same to me because this book really motivates me, and I also like in language, so it is easy for me to understand the poetry here. Uh, it's easy. Mm. And I'm planning to read the series. This book have a series, but the title is Love Spelled in Poetry, and I think I wanted to read, but I'm not yet to buy the book.
Wow! And by the way, I like the cover of your book. It's look so interesting.
Yes, like
Where can I buy that book, Noha?
I buy this book
Where can
in
I buy?
Shopee. Oh, you can uh, pinjam.
Okay, I'll check in Shopee.
Yes, in Shopee in this is
Cause I interest to read it.
yeah. I have to search your book in Wattpad, so I think
Yes, of course you
that's
can read.
so interesting book, and I will read if I have a free time. So
Okay.
thank you for your information about your book. Uh, enjoy your book. So
And hopefully we can discuss again about we read. Maybe next time.
okay, no problem.
It's very nice that we can talk about the book that we read.
Yes, I think so. Thank you, Hilwa. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
You're welcome, Nuha. Thank you. Bye.